Hi, I'm Todd McMillan, and welcome to the first episode of S.O.N.S Presents Let's Talk About That. Today I have with me a well-respected member of the community, Tyrone Burrell, Executive Director of the S.O.N.S Outreach Program. Thank you for being with us today.
Glad to be with you, Todd.
So how did S.O.N.S get started?
Well, S.O.N started in 1992, before you were born, and started when Port Huron had just a rash of drug deals and gang banging, and kind of in response to that, I visited Port Huron High School while finishing up a shift at the Port Huron Fire Station where I worked, and went to just kind of, establish some relationships in the high school. And a funny thing, when I woke up, it's like the Lord put on my heart to go there, and I heard voices talking to me like, you're not down with those kids, you're not cool, you don't speak their language. And the voice that from the Lord really impressed me, that everybody understands the language of love. So I went directly from the fire hall to Port Huron High School, and went in the lunchroom and struck up some conversation with 5 or 6 boys. And one thing they all had in common was an absent father, and they'd all been in a little bit of trouble. But over the course of probably a month, in continuing to go up to the school, they expressed a desire to play basketball, and I encouraged them to go out for the PH's team and get their grades up, stay out of trouble, and do their best. So the day of the tryouts came, and I went there, kind of excited about hearing their success, and I found out that they had all got cut, and they were disappointed. And from the experience that I had working at what was known as the James R. Leonard Center Basketball League, being familiar with basketball, I told them I'd get them a basketball league. So that was how S.O.N.S started, with 55 kids playing basketball at the James R. Leonard Center.
Oh, that's good. In your previous answer, you just mentioned that you've been doing this since 1992. That's about 22 years.
Right.
How has S.O.N.S progressed, as a program, as a whole?
Well, we've grown from, the 55 kids that participated in that basketball league to now we serve over, this year we will touch over 6,000 kids, probably about 1,800 in our regular programs, and 4,000 with some of our outreach events. And another thing about, when we first started with all the, negative activity that was going on, we made up in our minds that if any kids went to prison, they wouldn't be able to say that or use the excuse that no one reached out to them. And, it's funny, it's not funny, but the second year I went to visit some of our kids at McMillan prison. I had a whole basketball team in prison. So from the beginning, when we were reaching out to kids that were in distressful situations, and said, they won't have an excuse that no one reached out to them. At this end, 22 years later, we work not only with those kids, but with also the other end of the spectrum, where if a young person had the potential to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, that they wouldn't have the excuse to say no one helped show them a way and develop that potential. So the whole gamut from, the at-risk to the high potential, we want to be there for all of them.
Is that where the outreach parts comes from, S.O.N.S outreach?
Yeah.
Outreach into the
Save our neighborhoods and streets. Yes.
How has this program, the programs and S.O.N.S had an impact on you and the community?
Well, I think, as you kind of gave me that nice introduction, thank you. Well respected, but well respected because we've had good people that have worked with us over the years, very talented people. I have a staff, Anthony Jones, who's now the vice president of Fisk University, and he worked with us. We've had staff who have become administrators with other school districts and teachers, and so we thank the Lord that we've had a good team that's helped build S.O.N.S. And matter of fact, even some kids that grew up, played Suns basketball, or participated in some of our programs are now part of our staff today. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay, you mentioned like your staff and some of the people that grew up and began helping you guys. Now I know it takes probably a lot of support to keep this going. What kind of partners do you have for these programs?
Well, over the years we've had great partners, including the Port Huron Area School District, with facility usage, the 21st Century Learning Grant, that contracts us to come in and do stuff in the after-school programs. The YMCA we partner with, their Homework, Food, and Fun program. We've kind of connected our Manhood program and our Sister Circle program with them at the Y. Mid-City Nutrition, Alice Reeves has been great at giving food for our programs. Of course, partnering with churches and youth groups. The Boy Scouts, them letting us use Silver Trails and providing staff for so many of our activities. So. Baker College, St. Clair County Community College, facility usage. We partner with Know How to Go and RISA, so we've got a lot of great partnerships.
Okay, like I actually think I was in like your after school program, and I think I was in like the Silver Trails Boy Scouts or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but besides that, like, how do you see your family impacting this program or like helping it to move forward?
Well, my wife Laura, is, of course, the love of my life, and, a really gift from God, a true helper, who, I might get off into this area and this area, but she has a way to bring it back to the focus of our original intent of Sons, and even, I guess, sometimes to pull my coattails and say, slow down a little bit, because, we are passionate about what we do. My children have grown up with Sons. And interesting enough, they're so diverse in their interests. I have one son who's an athlete, one son who's an actor, and my daughter who is a humanitarian. And all their personalities kind of have influenced Sons. And they, in their own right, are kids of Sons and can come back and actually make great contributions to the work. One day if I will at some point, step down, and they're very capable to step in.
Okay, well, that's good that you
along with maybe you too.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's good that you got a lot of support and restraints. But in the future, what other programs do you seem to like be doing or adding?
Okay, well, our currently maybe one of the programs we're noted for right now is the Sons Talented 10th program, which is a college readiness program for high school youth. We've got kids from Port Huron High, Port Huron Northern, some homeschool kids, Landmark Academy. We'd like to expand that to reach kids across the county within the next 2 years. We are excited about a possible collaboration with Youth for Christ, who we work.
Be good.
Yeah, we work with in our the You Are Loved event that I hadn't mentioned, but it's a big thing that we're going to put some more energy into in the upcoming years.
What is the You Are Loved program?
You Are Loved event we do every 2 or 3 years, and this year we happened to bring an intern from Huntington University, stayed with us for a month, and actually we did assemblies in all the middle schools here in Port Huron, and we even touched Yale and K-PAC and Marysville middle schools, and with a message of perseverance. I press, just encouraging kids to, have fortitude, and was well received. We partnered with the radio station. We go in and do blast the music, have games, activities, give away prizes, and then our intern, Renison Jean-Louis from Huntington via Haiti, would share that message. And culminating with a big event that we invited kids. We had kids from probably about 15 different schools at Colonial Woods for the final kickoff, or the conclusion of the You Are Loved. So we look forward next year to doing that again, maybe even on a semi-annual basis.
Oh, you guys got a lot of connections. I see you brought a poster. I was like, could you explain the poster?
The poster?
Yeah.
Well, the poster reflects the latest thing that will be happening with S.O.N.S May 15th. And one of our interns, Paul Robeson with the Talented 10th, made a connection with this gentleman, Josh Linkner. And Mr. Linkner is a venture capitalist, a tech entrepreneur who's sold 4 companies for over $200 million. New York Times best-selling author, 2-time New York best-selling author. And he's coming to speak at Port Huron High School. And part of the initiative that we talk about reaching out to other kids in the communities, we're inviting kids from probably 10 high schools in our county region to send their best students and hear this gentleman speak, along with 150 business professionals. And we hope to create opportunities for the business community to connect with our students. And so if you're what are you interested in?
Being a divorce lawyer or maybe even an electrical engineer.
Okay. So at the event, we hope to have someone who's in practicing law, maybe a mechanical engineer. So we create some of these activities where young people can see professionals in this community, so you can be inspired. When you go away, maybe it's more of a thought to come back here because you know somebody who maybe you can intern with or, connect with.
Oh, you want to see me there?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So it's a big event, May 15th, and like I say, I tip my hat to our TTP intern, Paul Robeson, for making this happen. And maybe you'll have him on the program and he can tell the rest of the story because it's a great story.
Okay. You might catch me there. But I think that's all the time we have today. Thank you, Tyrone, for being here with us. And I'd like to give the utmost gratitude to you and your team for helping our community.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.